You have been told all your life to go out and look for work, to struggle, to prove yourself, to compete. But what if I told you that this is not your role? What if I told you that from this moment forward, it is no longer your job to seek, but to receive? God has spoken, and His word is clear. Do not look for work. It is now God's duty to provide. Does this mean you sit idly and wait? No. It means you shift your awareness to a higher understanding. The world outside is merely a reflection of the world within. Your task is not to run after opportunity. It is to embody the one who already has it. See yourself as already employed, already successful, already in the place you desire. Feel the security, the ease, the abundance. This feeling is your true work. This is the seed. The old way tells you that effort alone brings success, but effort without alignment is labor in vain. When you align yourself with the truth that God has already finished the work, you no longer beg for opportunities. They are drawn to you effortlessly. Do not say, I hope I find work. Say it is already done. Do not wake up worrying about your future. Wake up in gratitude that it is unfolding perfectly. The world will ask, how can you not worry? How can you not chase? But you will know the secret. God moves through your state of being, not your struggle. The moment you become the person who already has everything must come to you. So from this day forward, stop searching, stop striving, stop doubting. Walk in faith, knowing that God has already made the way, the work, the opportunity, the provision. It is no longer your duty to seek. It is God's duty to deliver. The world has conditioned you to believe that success comes through effort, that you must chase after opportunities, prove yourself, and tirelessly work to earn your place. From childhood, you were taught that if you want something, you must struggle for it, that nothing in life comes easily. But what if I told you that this is a false teaching? What if I told you that the things you seek are already seeking you, that the work you believe you must hunt down is in truth drawn to you by your very state of being? There is a great misunderstanding in the world. The belief that you are the doer, that through sheer force of will, through endless action, you create your success. But the truth is far deeper than that. You do not make things happen through you. Every event, every opportunity, every door that opens in your life is not a result of your external struggle, but a reflection of your internal state. When you realize this, you will cease the exhausting search for work, for success, for provision, and you will step into the knowing that all things are already aligned for you. Consider the air you breathe. Do you struggle to inhale? Do you chase after oxygen, running from place to place to ensure you get enough? No. The air is already present. It moves through you naturally, effortlessly. So too does every opportunity in your life. Work is not something you must pursue. It is something that aligns with you when you become the person who already has it. When you believe you must fight for what is yours, you create resistance. You send out the message that what you desire is separate from you, that it is out there somewhere, just beyond your reach. This belief keeps it away from you. But when you shift your awareness, when you accept that all things are already provided, you will see that opportunities, work, money, and success naturally gravitate toward you. You are not meant to beg the world for what is already yours. You are meant to receive. Think about the people who seem to have everything effortlessly. Have you ever wondered why some individuals never struggle to find work, why they always seem to be in the right place at the right time? It is not luck. It is not chance. It is alignment. They have assumed the state of already having, and because of that, the world must conform to that assumption. You see, the world does not bring you what you want, it brings you what you are. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, if you identify as someone who must fight for everything, then struggle is what will define your life. But the moment you step into the awareness that everything flows to you, that you are a magnet for all that is good, your reality shifts. Many people misunderstand this truth. They think they must simply sit and do nothing, waiting for things to appear. But this is not about inaction, it is about inspired action. When you align yourself with the state of already having, the right actions will flow through you naturally. You will not act out of fear, desperation, or lack. You will act with confidence, certainty, and peace. And in doing so, you will move effortlessly into the reality that is already yours. If you chase something, you are declaring that it is not yet yours. But when you embody the state of already having, it cannot help but come to you. Imagine two people looking for work. One wakes up anxious, feeling the weight of uncertainty, doubting whether they will ever find the right job. They search frantically, sending applications with fear in their heart, checking their phone every minute, worried that no one will respond. The other person, however, wakes up in a state of knowing. They do not search in desperation. They move through the day with calm assurance, already feeling the security of having what they desire. Their actions are not forced. They are inspired, and because of this, the right opportunity is drawn to them with ease. You must understand that work is not something you find, it is something that finds you when you become the person who already has it. This is the great secret. The outer world is merely a reflection of your inner world. If you believe you must strive, you will always be striving. If you believe you must chase, you will always be chasing. But the moment you believe that all things are already aligned for you, that God has already provided, that you do not need to search but only to receive, that is the moment everything changes. You were not placed on this earth to labor in fear, to struggle endlessly, to exhaust yourself chasing things that were already meant for you. You were placed here to embody abundance, to move through life with confidence, knowing that what is yours can never be lost. What must you do now? You must stop. Stop searching in desperation, stop worrying, stop doubting. Instead, close your eyes and feel the reality of already having. Walk through your day as the person who is already provided for. Move with assurance, speak with confidence, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This is not mere belief, it is law. The moment you shift your state, the world must shift to match it. So do not look for work. Do not chase opportunities. Simply align yourself with the knowing that it is already done, and watch as everything you once thought you had to fight for flows effortlessly into your life. The desires that arise within you are not mere fantasies, nor are they random thoughts that come and go without meaning. They are divine whispers, signals from the unseen realm, guiding you toward the life that has already been prepared for you. Yet so many misunderstand their desires, seeing them as something distant, something they must chase, something they must earn. This is the great illusion, the belief that what you long for is separate from you, when in truth, it has always been yours. You do not create your desires. They are planted within you by something far greater. They are not accidental. They are intentional. Every longing that stirs within you, every dream that calls to you, is a reflection of what is already done in the unseen world. It is not your job to fight for it, to struggle to make it happen. Your only task is to accept it as already yours. But what does this mean? How can something be yours if you do not yet see it? This is where most people falter. They believe only in what they can touch, in what they can verify with their senses. They look at their current reality and decide that it is the only truth. But reality is not fixed, it is fluid. It is shaped by your consciousness, molded by your inner state. The moment you understand this, you will stop doubting your desires and start embracing them as divine truth. Consider this. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to check if it is growing? No. You trust that beneath the soil, unseen to the eye, the process has already begun. You water it, you nurture it, and you wait in faith, knowing that soon it will break through the surface. This is exactly how desire works. The moment it is conceived in your heart, It is already growing in the unseen realm. You do not need to force it into existence. You only need to trust that it is unfolding perfectly. So many live in a constant state of doubt. They question whether their desires are even possible, whether they are worthy of them, whether they should pursue something more realistic. But who placed that desire within you? Why do you think it will not come to pass? The very fact that you can long for something means that it is already prepared for you. The problem is not with the desire, it is with your resistance to believing it is done. Think of the things you have already manifested in your life. The job you once dreamed of, the home you once imagined, the relationships that seemed impossible. At one point, these were mere thoughts in your mind, but they became real, not through struggle, but through the alignment of your inner world with the outer world. You did not chase them into existence. You accepted them as yours before they appeared. This is how creation works. You do not need to beg for what is already yours. You do not need to force what is already set in motion. You only need to align yourself with the truth that your desires are divine, that they are already fulfilled, and that your only task is to step into the reality where they exist. Most people delay their own manifestations because they continue to dwell in the state of wanting. To want something is to acknowledge that you do not yet have it. And as long as you remain in the state of lack, your reality will continue to reflect that lack. But the moment you shift into the state of already having, everything must rearrange itself to match that assumption. You have been taught that life is about effort, about struggle, about proving yourself worthy. But who told you this? Who made you believe that your desires are something to be earned? They are not rewards for hard work. They are divine instructions, already fulfilled. Your belief in their reality is what brings them into form. So stop seeking, stop chasing, stop doubting. Look at your desires with new eyes. See them not as something you must strive for, but as something that is calling you forward, something that is already waiting for you in the unseen. Instead of asking, how do I get there? Ask yourself, what would it feel like to already be there? This shift in perspective changes everything. The world around you is not as rigid as you think. It is fluid, responding to your inner state, shaping itself according to your beliefs. If you believe your desires are distant, they will remain distant. If you believe they are already yours, they will unfold naturally, effortlessly. This is not a philosophy, it is law. The law that governs creation, the law that determines what manifests in your life. When you desire something, you are not making a request. You are receiving a preview of what is already yours. The only question is whether you will accept it or continue to resist it with doubt and fear. From this moment on, begin to treat your desires differently. Stop questioning whether they are possible. Stop worrying about when they will arrive. Instead, step into the state of already having. Live in the feeling of fulfillment. Walk through your day with the confidence that what you seek is already seeking you. Your desires are not separate from you. They are the voice of God, calling you to remember what is already done. Listen, trust, receive, and watch as everything falls perfectly into place. The world teaches you to strive, to labor, and to seek tirelessly for what you desire. You have been told that in order to succeed, you must search for opportunities, prove your worth, and work endlessly to secure what is already yours in the unseen. But the truth is quite the opposite. What if you stopped searching and instead stepped into the reality of already having? What if, instead of looking for work, you assumed the feeling of already being in the position you desire? Most people believe they must act first in order to receive. They think they must go out and make things happen through effort and force. But the great secret is that reality does not respond to effort alone. It responds to state of being. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are, and what you are is determined by the state you assume to be true. If you believe yourself to be someone searching for work, needing opportunities, and lacking what you desire, then the world will reflect this back to you. But the moment you step into the consciousness of already being exactly where you wish to be, everything shifts. To live in the end means to embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to move as though it is already done. It is not about daydreaming or wishing, it is about knowing. It is about carrying yourself as the person who already possesses the thing you seek. When you do this, the world has no choice but to conform to your assumption. Imagine for a moment that you have already received what you desire. How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? What would your daily routine look like? What thoughts would fill your mind? You must begin to live from this place now. If you are looking for work, do not place yourself in the state of looking. Instead, place yourself in the state of already having the ideal job, already being sought after, already being in demand. Move through your day as if you are already established, as if the world is responding to you in the way you desire. This is not pretending, it is creating, it is shaping reality from the inside out. The moment you truly accept this as your state of being, the world begins to shift. People will be drawn to you in ways you could never predict. Opportunities will arise effortlessly. The phone will ring, the offer will come, not because you were out searching, but because you aligned yourself with the outcome and let it come to you. This is where many falter. They assume for a moment, but then they let doubt creep in. They look at their current reality and begin to question. They wonder if they are doing enough, if they should be working harder, if they are being realistic. But faith does not waver. Faith does not check for evidence. Faith knows. And when you know that something is already yours, you do not worry about how it will come. You simply allow it to unfold. Think of a time in your life when something you desired came to you effortlessly. Perhaps it was a job, a relationship, an opportunity. It seemed to happen in a way you could not have planned, as if the pieces fell into place without effort. This is the power of assumption. When you live in the end, you bypass struggle. You step into a flow where things happen naturally, not through force, but through alignment. But alignment requires discipline. You must train yourself to dwell in the state of already having. If you allow yourself to fall back into doubt, to return to the state of lack, then you will continue to manifest more of the same. The world cannot give you what you do not believe yourself to already possess. So begin now. Close your eyes and feel the reality of your wish fulfilled. Walk through your day as if everything is already set in motion. Carry yourself with the confidence of one who is already chosen, already valued, already in the perfect position. Speak from this place. Act from this place. Think from this place. When your mind tries to pull you back into old patterns of worry, remind yourself, it is already done. And then watch as the world rearranges itself. The opportunities you once searched for will begin to search for you. The job you thought you had to fight for will be drawn to you effortlessly. The people who once overlooked you will suddenly recognize your worth, not because you struggled, but because you finally accepted what was already yours. This is the power of assumption. This is the law at work. Live in the end, and the end will come to you. Anxiety is the greatest obstacle between you and the life you desire. It is the mind's way of trying to control what is already taken care of. You have been taught that worrying is a natural response to uncertainty, that it is a sign of responsibility. But in truth, worry is a denial of divine provision. It is a rejection of the truth that what you seek is already yours. The moment you let go of anxiety, you make space for what has always been waiting to reach you. Understand this. Creation is finished. Everything you could ever desire already exists in the unseen realm. The only thing standing in the way of its appearance in your life is your attachment to fear, doubt, and control. You believe you must make things happen, that you must struggle to achieve, but this is an illusion. You do not manifest through effort, you manifest through alignment. And alignment cannot exist where anxiety rules. Anxiety is born from the belief that things could go wrong, that you might fail, that what you desire might not come to pass. But where does this belief come from? It comes from looking at appearances, from trusting the physical world over the unseen. It comes from forgetting that the external is nothing more than a reflection of the internal. When you worry, you place more faith in obstacles than in divine order. You believe in lack more than abundance, in struggle more than ease. And what you believe is what you experience. But the moment you release anxiety, you shift. You step into trust. You open the way for what is already yours to flow into your life effortlessly. You are not meant to force outcomes. You are not meant to struggle and strive. Your role is to assume, to believe, to know, and then to let go. When you hold on too tightly, when you obsess over how and when something will happen, you block it. Your very effort to control delays its arrival. Think of a river. Water flows naturally, effortlessly, always finding its way. But if you were to place a dam in its path, the flow would be blocked. The water would build up, creating pressure, unable to move freely. This is what happens when you allow anxiety to rule. Your doubt, your fear, your need for control become the dam that stops the natural flow of your blessings. But the moment you remove the blockage, when you release fear, let go of worry, and surrender to trust, the current resumes. Everything moves as it was meant to, with ease, without force. This is why you must train yourself to surrender. To know that what is yours will come in perfect time, in perfect order, without struggle. Let go of the need to question, to analyze, to plan every detail. The unseen hand of God is already at work, orchestrating events in ways beyond your comprehension. Your only job is to trust. But trust does not mean passivity. It does not mean sitting idly, waiting for things to happen. Trust means knowing so completely that something is yours that you no longer feel the need to worry about it. It means walking through life with the quiet confidence of one who already possesses the thing they once desired. It means shifting from fear to faith, from anxiety to peace. If you find yourself consumed with worry, stop and ask yourself, what am I believing in this moment? Am I believing in lack, in failure, in uncertainty? Or am I believing in divine provision, in the certainty that all is unfolding in my favor? You cannot hold two opposing beliefs at once. You must choose. Choose to believe in the unseen rather than in appearances. Choose to trust in the fulfillment of your desires rather than in the illusion of delay. And once you choose, act as though it is already done. Let your mind rest. Let your heart be still. Move through your day with the assurance that everything is working for you, even when you cannot yet see it. Because the truth is, the moment you let go of anxiety, you allow what is already yours to come forth. It has been waiting for you all along. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. This is the great truth that governs your reality. Desire alone does not bring about change. Wanting, hoping, or wishing for something does not make it appear. It is only when you become the thing you seek that it flows to you effortlessly. This is the law of being, the unshakable truth that your external world is merely a reflection of your internal state. If you believe yourself to be lacking, if you see yourself as someone struggling to receive, the world will mirror that back to you. You will find yourself in situations where things seem just out of reach. You will experience delays, obstacles, and disappointments, not because the universe is withholding from you, but because you have not yet shifted your state of being. But the moment you step into the state of already having, of already being, everything changes. Think of the wealthy person. They do not chase money. Money flows to them. Not because they are lucky, not because they are special, but because they have embodied the state of wealth. They see themselves as abundant, and so the world reflects that assumption. Likewise, the confident person does not beg for approval. They do not seek validation. Instead, they move through the world as someone already worthy, and as a result, they are treated accordingly. The same is true for you. If you desire abundance, do not seek it, become it. If you desire love, do not chase it, embody it. The outer world is secondary. It is the shadow cast by your inner reality. You must shift within first, and then, effortlessly, the world will rearrange itself to match your new state. Many people make the mistake of believing that action alone will bring them what they want. They think that if they work harder, push more, or force things to happen, they will receive their desires. But this approach is rooted in lack. It is based on the assumption that what they seek is separate from them, that it is something they must earn or struggle for. And so, despite their efforts, they continue to chase but never truly attain. But when you understand the law of being, you no longer chase, you attract. You do not beg, you allow. You step into the version of yourself who already has what you seek, and by doing so it must come to you. Not by force, not by struggle, but by natural alignment. Imagine for a moment that you are already the person you wish to be. If you seek financial abundance, how would you think, speak, and act if you were already wealthy? Would you worry about bills? Would you stress over opportunities? Or would you move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that money flows to you with ease? If you desire success, embody it now. Do not wait for recognition or external validation. Move through your day as someone who is already accomplished. Speak with certainty. Carry yourself with the knowing that you are already where you wish to be. The world will adjust to meet your expectations. This is not pretending, it is creation. It is shifting into a new version of yourself, a version that naturally attracts the things you once sought. When you truly assume a state of being, everything changes. You no longer feel the need to search, to struggle, to ask when or how. You simply know. And in that knowing, you allow what is yours to flow effortlessly into your life. But embodiment requires discipline. It is not enough to think positively for a few moments and then return to old patterns of doubt and fear. You must persist. You must refuse to be swayed by appearances. Even if your current reality shows no sign of change, remain firm in your assumption. Know that the unseen is always working, that what you have accepted internally must externalize in time. This is the true secret of effortless manifestation. It is not about forcing change, it is about becoming change. When you align with the state of already having, you shift into a new frequency. And on this frequency, everything you desire is drawn to you effortlessly. Opportunities appear without struggle, doors open without force. People, resources, and events move into place in ways you could never have planned. Ask yourself, who am I being right now? Am I being the person who lacks, who doubts, who struggles? Or am I being the person who already has, who already is? The choice is always yours. And the moment you decide to step into the version of yourself who already possesses what you seek, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is the law of being. It is not a secret, it is the fundamental nature of reality. Embody what you desire and it will seek you out. You have been taught to believe that in order to have what you desire, you must first seek it, chase it, and work tirelessly for it. But this is not how reality works. The world does not respond to effort alone. It responds to who you are being. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This is the great secret that so few understand. The moment you embody the state of abundance, opportunities, wealth, and success begin to seek you out effortlessly. Look at the people around you. Some struggle for years, working harder than anyone else. Yet they remain stuck in the same cycle of lack. Others seem to glide through life, attracting wealth, love, and success with little effort. Why? It is not because they are lucky, nor because they work harder. It is because they are being the person who already possesses what they seek. Your external world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal state. If you see yourself as someone who lacks, who is struggling, who is waiting for things to change, then the world will mirror that reality back to you. But the moment you assume the identity of one who already has, everything shifts. It is not enough to wish for abundance, you must step into it. You must carry yourself as though your desires are already fulfilled. This is not pretending, it is being. It is embodying the energy of already having what you seek. If you desire wealth, but in your heart you still feel poor, wealth will continue to evade you. If you desire love, but in your mind you believe yourself to be unworthy, love will remain distant. The law is absolute. You do not receive what you ask for, you receive what you are. Then do you become what you seek? You begin by shifting your state of being. Stop asking when will it come and instead declare it is already mine. Stop searching outside yourself for signs of change and start cultivating the feeling of already being there. Ask yourself, if I already had the job, the money, the success, how would I feel? How would I walk? How would I speak? What thoughts would fill my mind? Then begin to embody that now. The world will try to convince you that this is foolish, that you must first see evidence before you believe. But this is not how creation works. It is belief that brings things into form, not the other way around. You must first be before you can have. Consider the example of a person who is always in demand. They do not chase opportunities. Opportunities find them. Why? Because they carry the energy of someone who is already successful, already valuable, already chosen. They are not desperately seeking, they are simply being. And because they are being, the world reflects their inner state back to them. Most people live in a state of lack, constantly affirming their need, their waiting, their hoping. And so the world gives them more of the same, more need, more waiting, more hoping. But those who shift their being into the state of already having will see their outer world transform to match. This is the law of being, and it is always in effect. It is not a matter of luck, nor chance, nor fate. It is a law as certain as gravity. Change your state of being, and your world must change in response. So do not seek, be, do not chase. Embody, assume the feeling of already being the person you desire to be, and watch as life bends to meet you. There is a divine promise that has already been spoken over your life. Everything you desire, everything you need has already been prepared. There is no struggle, no striving, no need to chase after what is already yours. The world may tell you to work harder, to push more, to search endlessly for opportunities, but God's truth is different. The work is done. Your only duty now is to believe, to rest, and to allow. Most people live their lives in a constant state of seeking. They believe that if they just do a little more, if they put in more effort, if they search harder, then maybe, just maybe, they will find what they are looking for. But the moment you believe that you must go out and get something, you are admitting that you do not yet have it. And as long as you believe that it is not yours, it will remain out of reach. But what if you stopped searching? What if you knew, beyond any doubt, that all has already been arranged for you? What if, instead of anxiously trying to figure out how everything will come together, you chose to rest in the promise that it is already done? This is where true power lies, not in effort, but in knowing. Resting in the promise is not laziness, nor is it inaction. It is the highest form of faith. It is the deep and unshakable awareness that the unseen hand of God is already moving, aligning every event, every opportunity, every person in perfect order. You do not have to manipulate, force, or beg. You only need to trust. Consider the way nature operates. A tree does not strain to grow. It simply reaches toward the sun and the process unfolds naturally. The seasons do not fight against time, they shift effortlessly from one to the next. Birds do not worry about their next meal. They move through life with complete trust in provision. Why then do you believe that you must do more, search more, try harder? Have you not been promised that all things are already prepared? Your desires were not placed in you randomly. They were planted as seeds of a reality that already exists. The moment a desire is born within you, it means that in the unseen it is already done. Your only task is to align yourself with this truth, to see it as already complete, to feel it as already real, to rest in the knowing that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. But most people do not rest. They worry, they fear, they doubt, and in doing so, they block the very thing that is trying to reach them. Worry is the opposite of faith. It is the declaration that you do not believe in the promise, that you do not trust the divine order of things. The moment you let go of this worry, the moment you release the need to control every detail, you create the space for what is yours to flow effortlessly into your life. Be still and allow. Stop asking when, how, or if. Instead, shift into a state of quiet confidence, of peaceful knowing. Speak as if it is already done. Walk as if you already have it. Move through life with the ease of someone who knows that everything is unfolding perfectly. The world may not understand this. It may call you foolish for not worrying, for not chasing, for not struggling. But those who truly understand the power of faith know that the greatest action is often stillness. It is the willingness to trust so deeply that you no longer feel the need to search. Do you trust the promise? Do you truly believe that what you seek is already seeking you? If so, then let go, rest, be still. Let the divine take care of the details. Your only duty is to believe, to hold firm in the assumption that it is already done, and to allow it to come to you. When you finally understand that you are not the doer, that your desires are divine instructions already fulfilled, that living in the end is the key, that letting go of anxiety allows divine provision, that you attract what you are, and that resting in the promise is the ultimate act of faith, then life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. You no longer struggle, chase, or beg, because you know that everything is already arranged. The moment you shift your state of being, the world bends to reflect your inner reality. So, stop searching, stop striving, step into the knowing that all is done. Walk with confidence, speak with certainty, and rest in the truth that God has already made the way. You are not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you to realize who you truly are. Thank you for listening. May you step forward in faith, rest in the promise, and allow the abundance that is already yours to flow effortlessly into your life.